Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and him. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill. When we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast.
Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field.
I don't know why
it's not a drill.
It's not a drill.
It's not.
Where was I? Yeah. Home of the All Truth, No Sodium Takes. I am a co-host, Aramis.
Or the Keys. What's up, y'all?
Okay, there he is. You gotta say it again. They didn't see you.
Oh, they heard me. But for the Keys, what's happening, y'all?
And we got Smitty on the ones and twos as always.
You know what?
There he is. Okay, see,
I gotta give him. Boo. This is a message just for you, Boo.
Here it comes.
You are a blessed man. You owe Smitty everything you got.
Oh, snap.
About 3:00, Smitty said, "I ain't gonna be able to make it, y'all. Ice is too thick. Can't do it." And I said, "Oh man, Boo is gonna be in shambles when he has to deal with me and A for the next 2 hours."
Yeah, pretty much.
But guess what? He's heard your cries. He's answered your pleas. And we got Smitty in the building right here with you today.
That's it. In the building. All right, so let's start off with this injury report for this week. First and foremost, no, I'm sorry. Before we get to that, how was y'all Christmas?
Well, there's no Starbucks yesterday, so that tells you what happened.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, but it's okay. I woke up super early for no apparent reason, and I laid there. Ken was still asleep.
Okay.
And then he eventually got up and said, "Dad, can we open gifts?" I said, "Sure, why not?"
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab a shower real quick first, though. He said, "All right, hurry up." And then he went to proceed to go play his game with his man. And I said, "Can you ready?" He said, "Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it." So he opened his gifts and right back into the room with his man. He went. So me and T watching movies. I fall asleep on movies, and that's how the day goes. And I got a text. I got a text at 5:45 saying, "You know what? We don't need you to come in tonight." I said, "All right, I'm gonna sit back down. I ain't gonna come. You ain't got to worry about me. I ain't got to worry about driving out there for one because there's one plane." I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. But yeah, so my day was interesting, and now I'm like feeling jittery because I ate too much stuff I don't usually eat, like chili and brownies and stuff like that. So now I'm like, I don't feel great. All I want is a turkey, spinach, and ranch dressing wrap up. That's all I want. I eat like that all the time. That's how I eat, and and I need it now. I need to feel clean because I feel like I just don't feel right.
Clean eating now. Look at you.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since I don't usually eat too bad. I just eat a lot. So you can give me chicken out the yin yang.
But with how you work out,
yeah, that. But I mean, I don't usually eat a lot of like saucy, heavy stuff.
Oh,
so yeah, it did me in. So today I'm like, man, just please no.
Man, my mama came over yesterday, showed me how to make her. I've never heard anybody else in the world make this dish.
What is it?
It's called tuna Creole. And it's just white rice with tuna and green beans in this Creole curry with a little bit of sweetness to it, red sauce that she does. And it's like it's not a thin red sauce, it's a thicker red sauce, so it like sits on top of the rice and it don't soak everything up and make it messy. But when you put it on the rice with the right, it is the best, bro. Like it took me back to my younger days when she used to make it. And so I learned how to make it yesterday, which was amazing. So
don't overdo it now, though.
No, I'm not going to. I promise I'm not going to do that. But I learned a family dish, which was really cool.
How's your family like it? How's your kids? They eat it all?
Yeah. So my my youngest son loves white rice. Anything with white rice, he tears up.
That's me too.
Yep. So he got down on that. Definitely got down on that. Like 2. I think he usually does about 2 plates, and then he goes to dessert.
At least he does it in the right order.
Oh yeah.
No, Kenny's 1 plate. Dessert, then eat another plate. Like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, we don't let that happen.
We thought he was done. we always think he's done. He
used to do that, and then we figured it out. I was like, oh no. Fill up, and then give it about 15, 20. If you want dessert after that, cool. But that's how you like shorten that dessert, that temptation after.
You just gotta have it. Like he'll walk away, come back, and be like, I'm gonna go have some dessert. He'll say, I want some cereal, so I can have some more dessert. Like, it doesn't even match. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have a problem. It's gonna be calamity in the bathroom when you're done. Calamity. It's gonna be a
stomach gonna be like
it's gonna be a travesty.
Oh my gosh. Smitty, what about you? How's your Christmas, man?
It's good. My sister and her husband came in from Arizona, so haven't seen them in a while. That was nice to see them. All the fam was just at my mom's house, so just a little family gathering.
All right, good deal. Yeah, we hosted 2 Christmases actually. So my wife and our 2 children, and then my oldest son Junie. Like we usually just do like a little family Christmas on the day of, and that's like just for us immediate family, right? Well, so we initially weren't supposed to host Christmas Eve, but my wife's cousin got sick, who, she owns the house that we were supposed to go to. And so anyway, they called, my mother-in-law called at like 7 a.m. Hey, can we, have it at your house or whatever, because such and such is sick. Okay, cool. So we had to, luckily we had like done a bunch of cleaning, beforehand anyway, just to kind of prepare for Christmas Day. Cause we my mom, was planning on coming over and hanging out with us that day or whatever. So we just wanted to make sure everything was done, that way we didn't have to scramble at the last minute there. So it actually worked out. We hosted Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, my oldest son and his girl and my mom come over, and we hung out. They came over about 1 o'clock, and then we just kind of hung out, played some games and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then that was pretty much it.
Yeah, my mom came over on Christmas Eve, and I fell asleep on her too. I mean, she was there for, she came over. She spent time.
She comes for Kenya now.
She comes for Kenya. He is a blast from the past.
You can go to sleep.
Yeah, you can go to. It's fine as long as Ken's here. No, we what did we even do? I don't remember. It was something on YouTube. I'm pretty sure we were watching. But yeah. So she came over. She comes late too. She's a late person. So we were out running, and she came. She had food. We had a charcuterie board. I bought. I want to say it right. It was spicy chipotle bourbon bacon cheese curds. Yes. That bag was here. We don't. Yeah. I recommend. Top sells them, and if you like cheese, if you like different kinds of cheeses, that didn't really make it to the charcuterie board. We had Gouda and sharp cheddar or something like that. But cheese and crackers, that was what I ate yesterday. I don't think that might be what messed me up, because I didn't really eat yesterday either.
Jeez,
I slept.
I mean, it's a necessity, bro.
You ain't lying.
It's a necessity.
Mary, happy holidays to you, Kev, Roy, Slim Nady, Randy. Who else we have in the building today? Who else? Anybody else? I saw Albert.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Dan the Man.
All right. We got a couple of questions. Oh, no, just one, actually. Roy says, are y'all the type that takes the Christmas tree down today?
No, I think gonna be up for about another month and a half.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't even control that. Whatever my wife want to do with that, like, let me know when it's time to take it down, and then we'll engage in that activity. But usually, because she's really big on vibes, so we usually ride that until about February, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really going to be weird, because my youngest son's birthday is on the 5th of January. So
climb a tree.
Right,
climb a tree.
Birthday
tree
decorations with a Christmas tree right
Put
there.
some of them on the tree. Hey, do it up.
The real question is, when did the tree go up?
The day after Thanksgiving.
See, that's why y'all have it up so long.
Why? Yeah.
Because my wife puts the tree up the day after Halloween.
Oh.
And it comes down today. It came down today.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're on to New Year's now.
We host Thanksgiving every year, so that's probably why she waited. Because I mean, I think she so before we started hosting Thanksgiving, she actually did do that before. Not all the time, but like I think like 3, maybe 4 years ago, she put the Christmas tree up right after Halloween because we're going to somebody else's house for Thanksgiving. But yeah, I'm not honestly. It doesn't bother me at all. That's more like her. You know, she likes the vibe and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like Thanksgiving is really a holiday. It just feels like let's just, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean,
let's
think about it.
Watch football.
Yeah, like that's what it is. It's like let's just hang out. Like it. Granted, I think everybody needs more. Every family needs more days like that, aside from the one agreed upon day, which is a terrible part of American history. Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm not to anybody that does that or anybody's wife that does that. I'm not against it at all. More power to you. I'm okay with the vibes. Not opposed to it.
I think ours went up like 2 weeks ago. I believe so, but it's funny. It's funny you say that because that's the Mac household that Schmitty's talking about with regards to the tree.
Right after Halloween.
Oh, they have an argument every year.
What?
I mean, it's not it's not down drag over every year because Mel's like no. And we're at the when they're planning Thanksgiving.
Trying to fight it, boy.
Planning Thanksgiving, and it's not even Thanksgiving. And she's like, okay, the tree goes. He's like, what you say? He's like, can we have Thanksgiving first? She's like, no, we're going to Christmas. Can we have Thanksgiving first? Because she wants to do it before Thanksgiving. She wants to do it like she said October. So like as soon as something happens, she's like, all right, let's fast forward. And he's like, what about Thanksgiving? She's like, never mind that. Don't care. Put the tree up.
There really aren't any Thanksgiving decorations per se. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are. They exist.
Use the tree.
Huh?
You could use the tree. Just don't decorate it.
Right. Right. You put the tree up. You put a few things on there. It don't have to be super Christmassy with the bows and the glitter and all that kind of stuff.
And Max said no.
Right.
I think he loses it, but it doesn't matter.
Of course he loses it. Christina.
Yep.
Christina has been winning for years, bro.
And that's the way it's gonna be.
But he knows.
He does. He loves it. He's been around.
Gotta give her a hard time anyway. That's love, man. That's love. All right, so
you guys feel free to share. What you guys? What happened to your Christmas? Let us know. We want to know.
No doubt. What was memorable about you guys' Christmas this year? I would love to know that, honestly. Slim Nady says Halloween is way too soon. Nate, when do you put your tree up? That's what I want to know. That's what I imagine you are surrounded by trees in general. So I mean, maybe you don't even need to put one in your house. Maybe you got like 4 or 5. You just throw some stuff over.
I feel like I roll up surrounded by trees too, but that's a different kind of tree. Kev Harris, he said his wife puts the trees up after October every time. Yeah, you lost 2 evidently. I mean, for me, I work so much. As long as I can make a beeline to the bed after I get off, I don't really care, and I usually don't notice it. I just got to turn it off, which means I got to climb under it and through to get to the cord. But yeah, outside of that, I just want to survive.
Randy says, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, wishing you much continued success. Thank you, sir. Says, hey, Gruden.
I think it's pick the Bills. Probably pick the Bills.
Picked. Okay, yep. Pick the Bills 30-24. Hard to figure as he criticized our run D and went over Eagles' great red zone plays.
Well, their red zone plays in just the tush push mostly. So
yeah.
Like tush push it.
Yeah. Steve says Fangio kind of runs a version of the McDermott defense just with better players, right? Let's see if Brady can crack the defense he sees every day. Honestly, it's so the 4-2-5 that they run. Yes. I mean, most teams that run a 4-2-5 now, model it after what Sean McDermott has been doing. I don't think that's a secret in the league that Sean McDermott putting the top on the Chiefs defense the way that he has during the regular season anyway, and really slowing down that pass game has been something that teams have tried to bite for years now. But the Eagles actually run a 3-4 base. And a lot of people don't know that. They run a lot more 4-2-5 than they run, 3-4. But that is their base formation in that defense, which explains a couple of things, because they have Jalen Carter listed as a defensive end, and I'm like, how? I've always seen him inside, when they're, but that's because in a 4-2-5 they can move him inside, and he's a rusty tackle.
Yeah, they run a 40 front, so you have a 3-4 alignment, but they just bring that guy up. I think it's with Graham coming back, you have the flexibility to stand up in a 3-4, and you have who was it last year? Was it Sweat last year?
Yeah, yep, it was Josh
same
Sweat.
Thing. So that gives you the flexibility that I like. That's the defense that I really enjoy. I really enjoy watching them play, believe it or not.
Excuse me. Roy says, I have almost 100 house plants, so a Christmas tree is just another piece. That's a lot of greenery, bro. That is a lot of greenery.
I won't tell you no.
No,
I won't tell you no.
Slim Nate says, Keys, my fellow Gemini. Keys is not a Gemini.
Isn't that you?
Yeah, that's
me. He's talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He said my fellow Gemini nailed me. No tree in the house, plenty of them on the other side of the walls. Kev says the tight ends will eat Sunday. I think so too.
Maybe. Depends on how healthy they are. I mean, Knox and Kincaid both are listed with knee injuries. You got I don't think Jackson Hawes is that kind of tight end just yet, but I think they will have some kind of reasonable get off. Which is funny that you mentioned the tight ends, because I was listening to GR earlier today, and I didn't get to hear a whole lot of it. Well, I did, but I didn't get a chance to really digest it. And that was I'm not going to have a what are you bitching about being conversation right now, but I have I have a comment on something somebody said. Let me see if I can find it real quick. The guy said, he said, I don't want to see this try to establish the run stuff. At least Josh put on tape. You have to score 40 points to beat us. He said, and I said, do you seriously think that we're holding back? Do you seriously think that we have one receiver that can get off and just put up monster numbers? I mean, we got Khalil Shakir. That's the only one that we can rely on. That's the only one, and teams know that. You want to run an air raid with 3 tight ends? I mean, nobody would ever do that.
No, I don't think that's even possible.
I mean, with our 2 tight ends, you have a shot at going deep with them, but I mean, what are people thinking about? They think that this offense is like holding back like this immense talent that we're just gonna wait until the playoffs come to unleash.
No,
Tyrone Shavers, Keon Coleman, Gabe Davis, Joshua Palmer, and Brandon Cooks, and these guys are just gonna actually start cooking.
Well, you know what's funny about that is we've seen what it looks like when they have to go like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it. What I think throws you and I off is the Falcons game, the Dolphins game, where they had to go to score some points in the second half, and they just couldn't, right? But I would chalk that up to, the matchup. Some teams are just going to match up well with you. Some teams go, their adjustments are there's just no way for you to come back from that. But I think the experience that people are referencing is the years of watching Josh Allen just orchestrate these things out of nothing and make plays where there are no plays. And that is something that exists. Like the science behind that is it's reality. He's done it enough times to show that at any given time it can be done, but what I think is tough about that is you can't expect that. You can't build around that. Like you can't game plan. You can't formulate a game plan and say, well, if this doesn't work, we'll just let Josh run around and do whatever in the fourth quarter and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's where you got something, Dan?
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
I was thinking about this week.
Will you hear this?
If
he'll be in another half.
If we're gonna remain in this offense for the future, past this year, is there an offensive formation that you can put 4 tight ends on the field?
4 tight ends?
4 tight ends.
Do we have Gilliam, I guess.
Actually, what I was thinking was de-roster one of the receivers, roster another tight end, put 4 tight ends and Gilliam on the field.
Oh,
how would that even look?
Yeah.
I mean,
no receivers.
You could. Are they going to come out of the 3-point stance? You could freaking with like.
Can you imagine that?
No, I can't.
No,
I really can't.
Got 2 tight ends on one side and 2 tight ends on the other side.
And James Cook like.
What do I do now, guys? I'll take your suggestions.
I'll find something.
Right. James Cook will be looking at the crowd in the stands like the price is right. Like, go to this side, go to the right, go to 4 yards to this way, go to 10 yards on this one. Okay, we're gonna go 10 yards on this play.
And then you see him.
Smelling so. Here we go, guys.
And put it right back where he got it from.
Yep. Hike the ball.
I mean, if we can't figure out receivers, if we can't figure out receivers, I mean,
well,
we can't figure out receivers, but we can't keep the tight ends healthy either.
This is right. This is my thing with we're going to roster 7 tight ends every game. 2 wide receivers and 7 tight ends.
Bro, nobody would be able to stop our run game.
So you come out and like,
that's it.
Like, what the F is that? Is that legal? Can somebody tell me this is legal? What am I looking at?
Do that and put them in shotgun and just run read option the entire time, bro.
They have them all in motion and all this stuff.
Just wildcat like crazy, all kind of stuff.
Defenders be like, they be signaling, but they don't know what they're signaling. Yeah, it'd be crazy. But no, I mean,
Bill Belichick's three pass game will be completely destroyed. We didn't throw not one pass.
Not one.
Right.
Imagine a screen game with Gilliam and Knox as your blocker and Hawes running it, or Hawes and Gilliam as your blocker and Knox running it.
Yeah, I would love to see Knox as a receiver in a screen. Because, I remember when they used him as a jet sweep guy. Remember that a long time ago? I think he has 2 verses as jet sweeps. Like, that tells you he's athletic. But then you got Kincaid, who's actually a receiver. It's like, this is something that the Bills actually could pull off.
Which is crazy. Yeah, they could actually do it.
I mean, I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound nuts, but what would you add? You would need another receiving tight end, or would you need another blocking tight end?
No, I think you need another receiving tight end because
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh,
that was actually literally that was what I was telling my coworkers this week. I was like, 4 tight ends. Kyle Pitts' contract is expiring. Bring in Kyle Pitts and put those 4 on the field with Reggie Gilliam, and who is stopping it? No receivers necessary.
You're not
dropping bombs on them.
You're not. It's not going to happen. I mean, that would be interesting. I think that would out McDermott. McDermott be like, what did I build?
Right.
What did I just build? Why is this working?
This is too good. Hold on. Hold on. We can't be scoring 40 points this way.
With these guys?
Right.
All we needed was 4 tight ends the whole time?
Yo, listen.
Didn't he fire Bean for gross mismanagement of the cap?
The second Sean McDermott sees 4 tight ends out there and James Cook runs for like 300 yards in a game, Sean McDermott is going to start coaching from the blue tent from now on. He's going to be in there. He's going to be in there jacking it the whole game, bro. The whole game, he ain't going to be able to get enough. Yeah, guys, I'll be right back. Again, Sean? Again?
This is beautiful.
You're
right. This is beautiful.
Right.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Sitting there crying.
He'd be crying. So, no glasses. Take the glasses off. Y'all missed it up. He had to get them off.
Sean, you got a little something on your hoodie.
Like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, we good.
It's okay. It's fine.
I
think it's yogurt or something. But yeah, no, that would be interesting. But to take it back to the comment though, I think that in itself is why I've always had an issue when people say as long as you have 17, you have a shot. He's an excellent quarterback, but I've always said you can't do it alone. And I think now Bills fans are starting to see you can't just put anybody out there with him and it works. You can't do it. Does he elevate players at this point in time? No, it's not his fault, but no, against all odds, against Brady, against McDermott, against whoever you want to blame, he can't elevate the guys that he has out there, and we've seen him actually be productive in other offenses. So I don't know what the misstep is, and I'm not blaming him at all. But what I'm saying is there's something more to this that we have to figure out before we start bringing in talent, as we like to say, because we've seen them bring in talent that have been on a precipice of going off, but then they regress when they get to Buffalo. So that's the thing we got to figure out. How do we bolster the talent that we bring in and make them better before we decide to start spending money all over again?
Yeah. No, you know what, Roy? I this is kind of an underrated idea here, because I don't think people really understand why this is so right. But Roy said Bean would sign Gesicki over Pitts. When you think about culture, and you think about the culture that's been established in this particular locker room, a guy like Kyle Pitts with the pedigree that he comes out of college with, I get what his pro career has been like, but he's lived in Atlanta. He came out of Florida, right? Yeah. He played at Florida, another big prestigious school. Like, this is not a small town, hometown type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know his personality or anything like that, but you spend enough time in those cities, in those areas, in that weather, and then you got to come and play in Buffalo, where they want you to be hardworking, hard-nosed, blue-collar style. Like that. That's a different mentality for a guy like Kyle Pitts. Gesicki, he understands that. He's been playing in Cincinnati.
He went to Penn State.
Yep.
So he did play in Miami for a while, but he flamed out there pretty quickly.
Yep.
He was in New England. He went to New England, I think, after that.
And Gesicki's personality with the tight end room.
Yes.
He's very goofy, just like our guys.
Yep. There you go. See, I didn't even know that, but yeah.
I need our guys to be goofier, because they're like so tame with their goofiness. I mean, I look at other teams and their interactions and stuff like that, and our guys are just so tame. They're like, so it's like so PC. It's like, do you guys know how to have fun for real? Like, do you like? It's like they know
how to have farm fun.
They have that, and they have like dad joke fun. Like,
yep.
It's and it's funny how you see an indoctrination of this in the culture, in which, when I like to point out Deion Walker, when he first came in, they gave him the wings. Like, no, I don't want this. I don't want that. I was like, okay, cool. We finally got players that might have some kind of no. Now he's playing that, and he was playing that game with guess what's in my hand or whatever. I'm like, this is what we're doing. Just like icebreakers at your company functions. It really is. Like, you don't see many mid 20-year-old black dudes having this kind of fun. I hated those stupid games, those icebreakers, but they're having a ball now, and even, you go, it's not just relegated to black guys, but anybody. They play the game because they play the game, but they're not really having fun, But now this, and I see Deion Walker turning over, and whatever. If that's how you want to be, if you were just being like, the lights are too bright, whatever. TJ Sanders, he's next, I'm guessing, because he was a guy that couldn't even stop cursing in his little segues. Keon Coleman, I think, is the only one that has not changed.
Right.
So I think they shy away from those kind of players, and Keon Coleman is one of those personalities they're going to shy away from going forward.
Okay, so Steve says being in the year conference is the same every year. Talks about adding speed and playmakers, and goes to draft slow character guys and busts in the first 3 rounds, and then adding free agent busts.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I thought about it, and I said, most teams take a shot at character. The Bills take a shot at skill. Now let that sink in. What that basically is saying is, the Bills don't care how much skill you have, as long as you have the character the team requires. Other teams have guys like AB. They take shots at AB, Cam Newton back. Guys with egos, personalities, checkered past, and they're like, you know what? We can work with that, because what they're going to give us on the field is what we need to get forward in our personal goal, which is sustained success with my team. Coaches, the OCs, DCs, GMs, they look for guys that are going to keep them in seats, because their owners are like, what's up with the owners in most places don't care about the culture. They care about the wins. They care about the frills. How exciting is this? Because they're fans. Pagula's really not a fan of football per se. He appreciates it, I'm sure, but to him, it's like we won. I don't care how we do it, just do it. Yeah. You know, where other places they want pizzazz, they want that name that's still a name that he wants to pay for, and they have input in the guys that they pay for because they like them, they seen them somewhere else. But the Bills are, you know, they're like, well, tell me about the guy. Well, he has a charity, he has this, he was a 4.0, he's a three-time captain. So let's do that.
I got a hot take.
What you got?
Character can be taught.
Really?
Look at Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has the best story of late on character. How many controversies did he have while he was in Tampa? And now he is one of the faces of the NFL as a backup.
That's very true.
Yeah, I think Jameis, they had to get past the buffoonery, as they called it.
But it took the player maturing though.
I think that, but I think it took the stench of his past to go away. Because if you look at how he's always been that sage, goofy, if you will. You know, that guy with the word, that guy that is going to be a preacher one day if he wants to be. He's always been that. But then people couldn't separate that goofiness. They couldn't separate him not knowing where he is or whatever because he's so wrapped up in his passion for whatever he's talking about. Now he's older and he can turn it off. You see, I mean, there's footage of him as recent as like last year where he was at I think it was like Sonic and they brought the food and he was like telling this kid, "Oh snap, they bring it to our windows." You know, it's goofy, but you now see the other side because he's getting a pub. You know, and he's in the place he's supposed to be in terms of being a backup as opposed to that face of a franchise. He's always had the personality, but I think. Like he said, you know, you didn't really ask him about the crab legs. You didn't ask him what really transpired. Did they care? No.
Yeah.
But now when he comes out and he's older and he tells you, I got nothing to lose now. This is what happened. And you sit down with Channing Crowder and Ryan Clark and those guys, and they have a way of getting things out of you, you know, emotions out of you that usually aren't there. And so just sitting down with them in other interviews and being in the right position for himself. That means a lot. It means a whole lot.
Yeah, it does. All right. So what do we got next here? Kev says, get an actual experienced offensive coordinator. Probably not.
I mean, the thing is, even if you do that, let me ask you this, Kev, do you really trust them to get an experienced coordinator, the pieces that he wants? And you got to think about this too. If you're looking at where we are in cap space, you almost would have to tear it all down and rebuild it. The offensive line's good. Josh Allen's good. James Cook's good. The running back room is good. Tight end room is good. But your wide receivers, which is supposed to be the most expensive thing, unless you're drafting them all, you have to get rid of all of them pretty much. And in order to rebuild that room, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Beth says, evening, gentlemen. Hope you both, all three of us, you got to say hi to Schmitty too.
That's right.
Vu has established a brand new culture on this show now.
That's right.
I'm just joking. All right. So, Beth says, evening, gentlemen. Hope you both had a wonderful Christmas. You as well. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Nate says, is Keon going to play Sunday? He should, but will he?
I think this is the game Keon and Gabe need to address. Just looking at how they play, their defensive backs don't get beat deep. You know, they get beat by strong hands. They get beat, and people call Keon stone hands, and I'm like, where'd that come from? You know, he doesn't have drops. He has, you know, misplaced balls. He has a couple drops, but that's not his issue. You know, Gabe Davis, he has drops. But I still think that you need those big body guys to beat their cornerbacks. I was watching the game against Washington, and I'm telling you, Dijon and Mitchell and whoever the third guy, I don't remember who.
He can be got. You talking about Adoree Jackson?
Oh, he got against Washington.
Yeah.
They but that was McLaurin.
He's the weak link.
McLaurin got him, and I think. No, he has drops, but I'm saying that's not like he's stone hands. He doesn't drop everything they pass to him.
I feel like the reason why everyone is so focused on these drops now is because the receivers get like 3 targets a game. And so you're seeing so little that it's like you just remember the drop because they didn't do anything the whole game because they didn't get a chance to.
This is your only shot. You get one ball. If you don't catch it, you're a bum.
Yeah, I mean that's where it is, and that's unfortunate because you think about all the things that they would be doing on a regular offense. Keon Coleman would be used. I'm telling you, if he was on another team, he would not be benched. He'd be seeing the ball. He wouldn't be a number 1. I'm not saying that. He might be a number 3, but other offenses use those kind of players. The skill set he's built to be the bailout guy. He's built to be that hot read if you want. But the Bills are like, no, we're going to use our tight ends. We're going to run all the time, and we don't care about wide receivers. What? Keon Coleman has how many drops this year? Let me just look real quick.
Okay. While you look that up, I'll get to this comment here.
Mm-hmm.
Steve says, a weak coach has trouble teaching character. He needs to get guys with character. Weak coaches also have to hire weaker and inexperienced coordinators so he's not overshadowed. All of that stuff is absolutely right. And what's funny about this is the character of a coach is weak to have to create that type of environment around himself, where he's trying to, talk about having strong character, but his own. And look, this is not an opportunity to take a, personal attack on Sean McDermott, the person, to say like in his heart, he's just, weak or whatever the case may be. Like this is all based off of what has been documented on him. You know what I'm saying? These are documented occurrences of, people's reports on his behavior and his report on things that he's actually done. So I don't think it's an unfair criticism. I think it's just an assessment based off of what we've learned. Now, here the issue here is you have a fan base who wants to, have hope and have positivity and think the best of this current situation, because it's literally all we have in this city to root for right now. The Sabres have been doing pretty good, but I haven't kept up with them lately.
They've been really good.
Really?
Yeah.
7-game win streak.
Yep.
7-game win streak?
Hey, Keys.
Yo.
I got to know, what's the over-under when this streak ends on the loss streak?
I don't want to think about it. We're going to lose one and get right back to it.
Hopefully.
I mean, honestly, that's what it takes. So they got rid of the GM and they got a new GM that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's not a shot at being, believe it or not. But you get a guy who comes in with an idea who's been in there long enough to know, okay, this ain't right, that ain't right. We're gonna do this thing. Only good thing about a guy like that is you don't have a GM that's owner is gonna question you.
Yeah.
He put him in place. Okay, do your thing, and he does what he wants. He's like, okay. We need this. We need that. We need this. And Pagula has a way of knowing how hockey is run. So on that side, Yarmo's facing a more uphill battle than any GM that we bring on the football side, because Pagula don't care as long as he's making money.
Yeah.
And to answer the question, or I'm sorry, to respond to Kev, Keon Coleman had 4 drops last year on what 55 catches, I believe he had. This year he has 57 targets and he has 2 drops. So he has 6 drops in his career on 100+ targets. I don't think that's Stonehands. That doesn't work. But if we're looking at how can this offense beat the Eagles, I really do think you need Keon Coleman, you need Gabe Davis, you need Joshua Palmer to give us their best stuff. I don't worry about speed. I just need guys that I know will be able to use their hands and fight through contact, and not necessarily make the circus catches, but they have to be somewhat reliable.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna go at the Eagles defense in the pass game, it has to be against the 3rd and 4th stringers and the linebackers. The interior of that secondary is really, everything past the defensive line is the interior is where you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, and really anywhere that Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean line up, that's just where you stay away. You know what I'm saying?
Quinyon Mitchell, I think, is like 2nd in the league or maybe he's number 1 in the league in completion percentage at 41%.
Probably.
So,
that's probably right.
He's way up there.
Yeah.
Top 5. I can't remember exactly where he falls, but top 5, I saw the stat.
Yeah.
And so, that versus if you had I'm going to say it, a Diggs or something like that, like, let's do it. I don't care.
Right.
But Keon Coleman's not going to beat him, and
No.
Gabe Davis ain't going to beat him. So you got to get tricky. You got to get very interesting when you game plan. But the thing about them is they lead the league by a wide margin in zone coverage. They run zone 70% of the time.
Yes, they do.
And most of it is I think most of their zone is cover 3. So
and it's match.
Yeah,
so
they run man match and cover 3 because it's
no, they run zone match.
That's what I mean.
So
I'm sorry.
so it's a lot like what the Bills do. Like and this is a lot of what Steve was talking about in terms of like similar defenses.
Mm-hmm.
They run a lot of the same style of defense that we run.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I think it was Steve that said against the same kind of defense we play.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have experience with it, but you don't have experience with guys of that caliber.
Hey, that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
That here is the point, because essentially you're what if let's say even with the zone, they still want to put Cooper DeJean inside a nickel to guard against whatever Shakir is going to try to do in the interior there. You now have to decide, okay, do I want to take Keon Coleman versus Adoree Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good enough matchup for me to go after in the zone?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Keon Coleman has shown a good ability to read zones and sit down in the in space and make himself available. So you kind of have to hope that that's what you get from Davis and Coleman, because ideally you're gonna have to run at least 11 personnel.
Yeah,
you're going into the game with really one healthy tight end at this point. And Gilliam's on the roster, so if you needed to run at 12, okay, you got him. But neither one of those guys are going to go out there and run amazing routes and be dependable in the pass game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably going to be stuck running a 13 and quite possibly going 4 wide if you absolutely needed to on long third down and distance. But again, you're going to have 2 receivers taken away at any given time and place during this game. So it really comes down to, I think Shakir is going to be taken away, and whenever Brandon Cooks is on the field, I think they're going to try to take him away too. So if you're going to go 13 personnel, it's probably going to be Cooks or Palmer, Shakir, and then probably Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they probably want to make sure they got at least one good run blocking wide receiver on the field. So you probably like Coleman or Davis, whoever's on the field, like one of those guys is gonna have to have a big game in order for this passing game to really get off and running. Otherwise, you could. So here's the other part of this too, and I just thought about this. We've not seen yet a game like last year against the Lions where they really went after the linebackers with running backs. And I think this year, probably more than last year, just because of the fact that they haven't run it at all this season. I think a lot of teams saw that last season and figured, okay, they're probably going to start to do that a little bit more. And they did towards the latter half of the season, started throwing the running backs more.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't seen it almost at all this season, right? I do think that's going to be something that's available too. If you can't have tight ends out there running routes, then you got to move those linebackers somehow. You got to create space in the middle somehow. You got to open things up for guys. And if you can't do it with personnel like the Eagles do it, then you got to do it schematically. That's exactly why I went with the thumbnail I went with, which is Vic Fangio versus Joe Brady, because it's going to be a clash of schemes in my mind as opposed to personnel. It has to be if the Bills are going to win. Right now, the all-time record for the Bills against the Eagles is 6-9. So I mean, it's and most of the wins for the Bills were back in the 90s. you know what I'm saying?
1-4 the last 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't a matchup that can be just thought of as well, Josh is going to do this, and it's going to have to be a coaching effort that gets this job done against a Vic Fangio defense. It almost always is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they made it harder for themselves. The worst mistake has been his coordinator choices. He could be a very good coach if he can bypass ego and bring in new talent. Hard to move on from winning. He needs to be open to evolving for and I think that's right there is the only reason why I'd be okay with him being gone. Because he's proven to me now that he doesn't want to evolve his philosophy and he's not going to back out of the thought process of team building. So either you're going to have somebody save him from himself and allow it and take some of the power from him in terms of, you know, the all the hirings and drafts and free agent picks and stuff like that. That knows what they're doing, somebody that knows who they're investing in, who they're trying to pull from, or you just got to get a new coach. You got to get a new guy that has a what do you call it, a CEO approach, if you will.
Yep. Kev says, forget the players for a sec. We have an OC that calls plays instead of looking how to defeat a defensive coach. Defensive coordinator, defensive coach, and his opponent's scheme. The best way I could think to put this is Sean McDermott knows. He knows. I mean, anybody who's overseeing the totality of his team from head coach on down is gonna know what the game plan is offensively, and from you know the players that I've talked to about, you know, how these game plan things go, the head coach has in most cases has to approve both game plans defensively and offensively, right? The offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, they work with their teams to come up with the game plan. They submit it to the head coach for approval, and then they get the final word. Okay, this both are fine. We're good. So when I say Sean knows, I mean Sean has seen Brady game plan for 2 years now, 1.5, I guess, you know, but I think Sean knows that these game plans are more designed for getting a specific play style out of the offense as opposed to specifically attacking weaknesses in the other team. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of a way to attack the defense with the way we want to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's totally different from, hey, we've got this plethora of players. How can we use each one of these guys to attack all of the different weaknesses? And, you know, what are the best matchups that we can get? We're going to use about 4 to 5 different matchups of guys that we have, all different guys, you know, all like the 4 or 5 that we have. And we're just going to throw them at them one after another and see which ones they can stop and which ones they can't. And if they can't stop 3 of them, then we'll find 2 more that we had in the reservoir. We'll try those, we'll throw those out there, and we'll just keep going until we have a game plan working throughout the game that they just cannot stop. Right? Ideally, that's what you want as an offense or a defense, but that's not like Sean's mindset on these games. Is we're gonna play a certain way. We're going to win a certain way.
Yeah.
And when we win, we'll be able to look back and say, we forced you to play our game, or we didn't compromise our style of play or our character or our identity or whatever the case is.
Yeah. I see. I don't have an issue with a coach, any coach having a vision for how a game's supposed to go to second, third, but I have an issue with a coach that doesn't go out there and get OC and DC to align exactly with his mantra.
Yep.
To Kevin's point, we have to the same leave that up there from it. We have an OC that calls plays instead of looking for how to. He doesn't know how. He doesn't know how. I mean, he's not experienced enough to play or call a game to defeat a team anyway, but the only way he knows how. And that was air raid in LSU with the best wide receiver in the NFL, so that tells you where he was in college. With the other guy that was just the best wide receiver in the NFL, and so he was in college, and a quarterback that if he could stay off the injury report would be damn good.
Yeah.
So I could probably call it. You could pick whatever you want and be great. So he goes
run a wildcat out of that.
You can run a
still pass for 1,000 yards in a
game. And then you go to Carolina where there's obstacles. You don't have that talent.
Yeah.
But you see what happened to him there. Everything regressed the second year. The same way it happened here.
Yep.
And he got fired because he couldn't orchestrate an offense. Yeah, I want to pass all the time. We didn't build a team that can pass all the time. Yep. So he's a fish out of water. So his schema doesn't align with McDermott's schema, so it makes McDermott look bad and it makes Brady look bad. You can pick whoever you want. That's why I try to stay away from either or, because if we're attacking McDermott for wanting to win a certain way, that's wrong. But you gotta ask questions as to why is it that he's picking guys that don't know how to win the way he wants to win.
I think another question to add to that too is, why is it that the best part of his offense is coordinated by another person?
Yeah,
it's the run game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and I think that says a lot. When you have to run an offense that's split between two people, but Cromer is far above and beyond outdoing anything that Brady is scheming up right now. On top of that, he's got Mark Lubick helping him out with passing game, coordination and all that kind of stuff and design. I mean, again, I'm not the person that's going to sit here and hammer every episode on Joe Brady. I think he's just in a bad situation. I think he kind of always has been.
Yep.
With what Sean wants to see and what Sean has kind of put him in a position to have to do as a coordinator in the NFL. It's not his strong suit.
Brady could have worked with Brian Daboll, I think, because Daboll never. Sorry, I don't think Tommy's in here. He might be, but sorry, but the Daboll, we didn't have a run game. We had a guy who could get you a first down. He never was a home run hitter. You go to New York, and Daboll on his last leg said, "You know what? Let me get a running back, Cam Scatterbo, who almost saved his job had he not gotten hurt. Unless they had already planned on firing him before, and whatever happened. But no, I think Brady in his pass first offense needs to go to a coach that wants to throw all the time and will allocate immense resources to the wide receiver and the tight end game. The Bills are just not willing to do that.
Yeah. Imagine Joe Brady being the offensive coordinator with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Like that
would work too.
that would be
he'd
amazing.
be right at home. I've done this before.
Yeah.
I had these three guys or two guys. I've done it before. But I mean, those are the things we got to look at, because we know people don't like McDermott for whatever reason. We know people don't like Brady for whatever. We know people don't like Bean for whatever reason. And the list goes on and on and on. But if you can be objective here, you got to think about the pairings. The pairings are what's really screwing us right now, because McDermott is never going to give you an offense that's exciting. Mm-hmm. He's never going to give you an offense. I mean, James Cook, you're lucked into that, but guess what happens next year? James Cook is going to be locked up because everybody's like, that's all they have.
Right.
That's all they have. I mean, I was listening to Locked On. Was it last night? Maybe. And Joe Marino almost had me jumping out of the shower. I was mad because he said, yeah, the first half we ran out the bill, but the second half we couldn't run. I'm like, and he's like, you know why? This is the reason why. He gave whatever reason. I'm like, I can kill all this. You know why he couldn't run in the second half? Because Stefanski said, we're looking at number 4.
Right.
He said it out of his mouth. We're looking at number 4.
Yep.
At halftime. He said, we got to stop 4. So I don't care if anybody else beats us, 4 will not.
Yep.
And on top of that, the Bills didn't use 4. So it's like, it's not hard to see. It's not hard to surmise. It's not hard to hypothesize why the offense was the way it was in the second half. Mm-hmm. But when people decide that they want to, that lets you know Marino doesn't have a yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, you ain't got to watch all 22. You ain't got to watch all 22. You don't have to watch film. You don't have to listen to any of the podcast. The other coach told you, we're stopping this player.
Right.
That's how desperate they were to not let him go off on him in the second half. They said, I don't care. McDermott, you hear this? I'll say it again. 4 is doing nothing. Make somebody else do something. And they couldn't.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it drives me nuts when people just try to overthink the simple things.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. So what do you have to do in the draft? What do you have to do in free agency next year? You have to find somebody that might be able to take some of the burden off of 4. Somebody make 17's job a little easier.
Yeah.
And that's the nuts and bolts of this whole thing.
Right.
And that might just be an offensive coordinator. That might just be another wide receiver coach. That might be, who knows?
Yep. Roy says Brady needs more competent wide receivers to truly know what he can do in the passing game schemes. I don't think so. He started his tenure off as offensive coordinator, stepping in for Dorsey. He had Shakir, who started to get more targets. He had Stephon Diggs, who he easily could have just moved in the slot. Like what the Bills were doing last year, not last year, the year before last in 23 on offense, Brady easily could have, switched things up. And, I mean, it was his purview, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, you're dealing with Dorsey's defense. I mean, they basically threw it out. They threw out most of that offense, and Brady and Josh sat down and just condensed everything to certain concepts that they want to get out and things that they think would work. And they basically created a new playbook out of the mess that was Dorsey's playbook at that time, right? So they very easily could have said, well, if we want to maximize Steph Diggs, let's get him inside and use him like Keenan Allen had been, being used for many years and, with the Chargers, and get more use out of him that way. Right. The issue was the way that things were run in the building. Every guy has a role. Right. And Stephon Diggs' role was outside. He does not lose that. Nobody else takes it unless he leaves the building, and then someone else has to fill that specific role, which was Coleman. You're outside. That's it. That's where you are. I mean, hell, that's probably why Bean came out saying he's going to be our X. Well, Sean, you said everybody's got to fill a role. That's the only role that's open is the X. Right. What am I supposed? You know what I'm saying? Now, again, not defending Bean, but just trying to keep it to, this is the way that things are organized in the building. So not that I'm like trying to trample all over, your comment, Roy. I think Brady has had opportunity with two really good receivers. I don't think Shakir is no slouch.
Not at all.
Like no slouch. He is Amon-Ra St. Brown in a Bills jersey.
Yeah, he could be.
If we just, you know what I'm saying? But because for some reason he's just not getting used that way, we don't know what that is. But and then and that's another point. Eye roll is Dalton Kincaid getting hurt all the time, not having your best pass catcher out there and like your best weapon, I guess I should say, in this style of offense. He can't stay on the field.
Yeah, I think to the other point, Eye roll said he said Kincaid is supposed to be 1,000-yard tight end. He's not. Nobody's gonna be 1,000-yard anything in this offense. I can tell you that right now.
Right.
But that goes to your point, Mr. Glass. It doesn't help at all. If you look at like we said, going in to this season with the receivers we had that we brought in, they were all more productive elsewhere. So was it Roy that said that we need to bring in competent receivers? They were competent. Last year, Elijah Moore had 61 catches. Last year, how'd that happen? But he comes here and he's a healthy scratch. Mecole Hardman, whatever. Keon Coleman was all right. I just have a hard time saying in year 2 of Brady that year 2.5 of Brady that
that's right.
McDermott neutered the offense, took the vertical element away. No. If Diggs would have still been here, if you would have had, because we didn't have a much different team before. We just had a receiver that knew how to operate when all eyes were on him. We don't have that anymore. So there's this limit in what you can do because you don't have the talent out there to do it anymore.
Right.
And if you want to blame McDermott for that aspect, you want to blame I'm telling you, it was not open and shut. It was not open and shut McDermott getting rid of Diggs. It was a plethora of things. McDermott knows better than to just say, screw this guy. I don't want him anymore after just extending him. Diggs said, you want me to run bubble screens? You want me to run tunnel screens? I don't do that. I'm not a yak guy. And if you're saying that McDermott said, I don't care what you want to do, you're going to do it, and that's how you blame him for it, okay, fine. It was McDermott, but it was a playbook that was the final straw. It really was.
Yep. I think because there's been, let me see if I can find it. Oh wow, that was so long ago. Okay. All right. So I'll just say this. There's people who are looking at Brandon Ayuk as this next opportunity to make a Diggs-like deal and bring a number one guy here that can make, can have that same impact and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to say this, to what you were saying about, the wide receiver, talent that was here when Brady came in. Diggs at the time was a 1 in a million opportunity for the Buffalo Bills, because here you are, the Vikings, with 2 number 1 wide receivers, and one of them is causing a ruckus, and you give him up for what, 2 first-round picks, I think it was, or a first-round pick. I think it was something. Yeah, I think it was 2 first-round picks. So really, realistically, at that time, you were the place that receivers go to die, and the Vikings thought that they were punishing Diggs by sending him to a place where he was supposed to just fizzle out and die and not be anything, so that the Vikings can say, ha ha, joke's on you, we made you. And it backfired because we had Josh Allen. And at that time, anybody who played with any other quarterback other than Josh Allen really did come here to die. But Josh Allen at the time had an offensive coordinator that knew how to build a passing game around him that was not only efficient, but effective, and had some boom plays in it, right? So that started this culture of, well, if you're a receiver, you want to come to Buffalo because you want to get your numbers up. You want to, you know what I mean? Like, you go there to boom instead of go there to die. And Diggs was a part of that, right? So fast forward to now, where we're back in that same position where wide receivers come to die. Josh Palmer, hey, you can't get 800 yards out of that guy.
Can't even get 6 out of him.
You can't even get 6 out of it. Yeah. You can't even get 800 yards. You can't even get 1,000 yards out of Khalil Shakir when he almost had it last year. Yep. Do you know what I'm saying? So realistically, we're back in that position again, and we're looking at this Brandon Ayuk thing as, well, man, he can come here and boost up. No.
Yeah, we're doing it again. We're doing it all over again. We should know by now it has nothing to do with the person that we bring in. And everybody, like I argue with so many people about Waddle. I argue with so many people about who else was it? Oh God, who was the big wide receiver name at that time? Waddle, Brian Thomas Jr. Those guys. Like, I wanted Thomas Jr. I would have jumped on that immediately just because he was on a rookie deal. But I knew in my heart of hearts that they weren't going to make a difference whether or not we had a difference in offense. And yeah, Diggs was Roy's right. Diggs was first, fifth, sixth. I think it was a fourth and something else in 2021. So yeah, but it's not as open and shut as we just need better players. And I think Roy put in there. So it's not you. I'm not talking to you anymore about that, but it's just a thought that I'm having. You have to build it from the OC's perspective. You got to build it from this is the first question I asked. Can Joe Brady build an offense that pleases McDermott? That's 1. Is that offense going to be competent? That's 2. And 3, what does he need to make it happen? If he can't make it happen under the scope of what McDermott wants, then he has to go. You got to get somebody else. And that's where somebody that has a history, some kind of pedigree that can play his offense the way the head coach wants it to be played. It's just that's just what it is. You'll never see another team where the head coach doesn't like what's happening. Every team, the head coach likes what's happening. That's just what it is.
Yep. That's why they play that way.
Right.
That's why the players are on the team. Randy says analysts can't even pick out who the Bills starters are at wide receiver, even after watching film over multiple games. There's no rhyme or reason to how wide receivers are being used. How can you win in the playoffs with chaos? Okay. I've tried to be very nice about this, right? Because I'm turning over a new leaf. But
oh boy,
this great eraser treatment is what is causing the Bills to feel like it doesn't matter who they put at receiver.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's really what it comes down to is Sean's mentality on, we'll get these guys out there And if they can do the job, great. If not, we'll continue to develop them because, again, in the coach's mind, they are the ones that instill the talent or instill the ability into the players. It's not the players bringing their own skill set or their own talent in. It's, you come to the Bills, we are going to look at your athleticism and decide what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind what you're good at. Never mind if your hands are great. Never mind if you got quick feet. Never like how tall are you? How heavy are you? And how fast do you run?
Right.
And how and what's your change of direction like? Like all that stuff we'll take into consideration, and then we'll decide where we want you to play.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue here. You have a head coach who's put a system in that looks at players like loaves of bread. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of sandwich am I making today? I might need some wheat bread. I might need some, you know what I'm saying? Like so again, I think if that's the mentality, there is no way to win using that, but there is a way to win despite that. And I think all of the wins that we've seen this season have been despite the wide receiver core. And I mean, there's no other way to say this season. I think if we're truly looking at the value of Josh Allen, this is it on display, because we thought he didn't have any help last year when he won MVP. He's got less this year. Absolutely less. Holy.
Yo, you see my eyes?
Man, Randy, thank you so much, man. Thank you very, very much. Says belated Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year's. Wishing great health to you and yours, to you and your family.
Yeah,
really appreciate that. Man.
Honestly, Randy is. I don't know if he's been watching for a long period of time, but Randy stuck out for a while. Just a nice guy, just in the comments, never really says anything bad about anybody, anything. He's always polite. So I mean, Randy is, and it's not just saying that because you're a super chat. It's just you brought out a reason for me to give you praise now. Definitely appreciate you and everybody. But hey, if you know anybody that might enjoy the show, send them this way, because I can use a bunch more people with just that calming gentleness about them.
For sure. Roy used to be that way, and
we took his draws down, and when we took his draw down, he started acting different. So.
He did start acting different after we took the draws down, man. We changed it up here to appease him because he was hammering us with that one. You still got them boxers up, huh? Yeah, all right, Roy. We'll take care of it.
We got you.
Now nobody can hold them. Look at that. Brandy says thank you. It's very kind.
I appreciate it.
We mean it.
We really do mean it.
Thank you.
I was gonna go up just a little bit before I saw that Kevin. He said Dustin McDermott problem. He had a problem ever since Dennison was OC 7 years ago. Dennison, I'm gonna tell you right now, Dennison was never in the plans. What that was he took forever to hire. Look at it.
Yeah.
Every OC that could have possibly done anything for us was taken off the board before he made a hire. He didn't make a hire. He didn't want Dennison. Dennison was a 1-year deal, and that was it. He wasn't keeping him regardless. Then you get Dayball, and then Dayball came in and did what he did, and he got a job, said, F you, I'm not staying here, unlike Joe Brady last year. And Joe Brady this year will probably say, I'm out of here. I don't care. I'm leaving. Yeah. And you'll see an offense where they throw all over the field. What did he do it here, McDermott? No. Now he can run the offense he wants because he's the head coach. Or he's going to join somebody that has a similar vision. And I, like I said, you can blame whoever you want. You don't like whoever you want. It doesn't matter. That's fine. But Dennison, when he was in Buffalo, was never going to be a long-term deal. They hired Frazier and they kind of sat. I don't remember all the names, but there were a bunch of offensive coordinator names that year that we didn't even get a chance to talk to, because other teams, they had them and they had their head coaches installed and they had them real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, there he is. What's up?
I was gonna say, while we're on this coaching talk, can I just air a grievance real quick?
No grievances, Boo.
Where's Boo?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I am sick of these guys that cover the Bills using Leslie Frazier as a punching bag. When this defense has a bad game, the constant thing I hear is, oh, it looked like it was a Leslie Frazier defense again. When in reality, if you go back to the stats,
He had the best defenses.
We had a top 5, top 10 defense every time he was here.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking right now just to confirm. The year that he left, our opponent's points per game went way up.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth down percentage went up over 20%.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still talking bad about this man.
Yep.
You know where he is now? He's in Seattle as an assistant head coach.
Wow. And that defense is crazy nice.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is crazy nice.
I mean, our defense, we had a nice defense too. You know, that's the thing about it. But see, that's the thing that gets me going. Oh, the Priest was too conservative, but it worked. It worked. And we didn't have to spend a lot of money on that side. We did, but we didn't have to spend a lot of money on that side to make it work. We didn't have to keep going back to the well. This defense right now, I'm going to tell you right now, this defense is missing 3 things. This defense is missing another safety, because Poyer is going to be going after this year. I'm sure you're not going to re-sign him. He's going to retire.
He's out Sunday too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's right. So you got that going against you. You got to get a safety, because I don't believe in Rap, who we Albatross. I know you guys never heard me say that before. I had to let you know a secret. I don't believe in Rap. Jordan Hancock, big question mark. Don't know. And Cam Lewis. Cam Lewis is a nickel that they like to masquerade as a safety. Whatever, that's not sustainable. So you need a safety. What's the next thing you need? You need a pass rusher. I'm tired of this compression nonsense. I'm tired of it. Because you see Rousseau, when he had, who was it we just played? He had, oh God, who we just play? Schmitty, who we just play?
The Browns?
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders ran into him and he got a sack. How does that happen? A pass rush. You need somebody that's either going to get to the quarterback and take him down, or funnel him to somebody else. If you didn't know, the Bills are actually the second team in the league in tying the pressure. We pressure like no tomorrow. We get there, but like you said last show, those pressures need to turn into sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to have that defense. We have to have an edge rusher. I'm tired of this compression nonsense. Let him be a pass rusher. I don't care what he does in all phases of rushing. The last thing I want to add, a middle linebacker. There happens to be a middle linebacker that I'm thinking about. And a middle linebacker you can have easily later into the draft. Red Murdoch from UB. He's a day 3 pick, probably a 5th rounder unless he tests out of this world. He's 6'3", 240. He had 150 tackles last year. He had 7 forced fumbles. He's the all-time leader in forced fumbles in the nation. He's fast enough to play the sideline. He wears the green dot. He's been a captain. He's UB's first consensus AP All-American, second team.
Wow.
And this is after Sean Dolak. This is after Khalil Mack. This is after those kind of guys. He's the only AP All-American they've ever had. He's got the size for it. He's got the speed for it. He's got everything you need in a later pick. This would be the finishing touches on this defense. You get somebody like that, you don't have to worry about Shaq Thompson. Mm-hmm. I mean, if he wants to stay, you could be a backup. You could help. I'm calling him Khalil because that's his real name. If guys don't know, Red Murdoch's real name is Khalil. If you bring somebody in to mentor him, but he has the tools to be the starting middle line in this defense, especially, you have to make these kind of picks. You can't keep getting these old heads that used to. You got to move forward and guys that have the potential to be the future. Because if you want your safety room to look like it does right now with Cole Bishop and enter whoever, you're gonna get just what you got. You're lucky Jordan Poyer is out there balling this year. You know, the defensive line. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Philadelphia Eagles are the second lowest percentage of blitzes. They don't blitz at all. And they're a good defense. They're the defense we want, but we call Leslie Frazier's defense conservative, boring, not working, blah, blah, blah. And he actually blitzed more than Sean McDermott. People don't talk about that. Schmitty. People don't talk about that. People don't talk about the sack numbers. People don't talk about what we did when we're bringing Jordan Phillips back. Don't do that. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. You have to look at what we run, and it's not always the issue of what we run. It's who we keep bringing in to run it. Larry Ogunjobi's in healthy scratch, $8 million. He's missed 7 games, 6 suspended, 1 healthy scratch, $8 million. I think it was $6 million after whatever. While you were talking, about the wide receivers, whoever was talking about it, I looked up Khalil Shakir's his contract. So his 2026 through 2029 reception escalator, 80 catches, he gets 150,000. 90 catches, he gets 300,000. 100 catches, he gets 450,000. 110 catches, he gets 600,000.
Who is this?
Khalil Shakir. Same years, 26 through 29 receiving yard escalator. 900 yards, 150,000. 1,000 yards, 300,000. 11,000, 1,100 yards, 450,000. 1,200 yards, 600,000. Why are we? I mean, why are we not doing everything we can? He's not even expensive.
Wait. Okay, so is that the same next year, or does it increase next year if he hits these this year?
That's 26 through 29. So that's not even this year. That's next year. That's the rest of his contract. What he just signed, his extension
for Shakir, right?
Yep.
So does he have anything like that in his contract this year?
No, he's a rookie, so he's on a rookie deal. So no, you don't really have anything like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, you're not paying him to do anything. Roy, yes, you said my favorite phrase. Ogunjobi with void year. So that means even though he didn't do anything this year, he ain't gonna be here next year. He ain't gonna be here the year after that. He's still gonna be on the payroll. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate that.
So it's probably the worst thing you could have done is enrage Keyshawn like that.
Roy's been watching long enough to know exactly what sets me off.
Yeah, he does.
And that's one of them. Void years, especially with guys that shouldn't have been here in the first place. There was no reason for Ogunjobi to be here. I don't care what anybody says. People told me, well, he was good. No, he wasn't. Well, he was good. No, he wasn't. Well, he wasn't. When? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, while we're doing this, you take the floor. I'm gonna look up his stats, his all-time stats, see what he's done.
All right. White House King says Brady is not the problem with his passing scheme. The Bills are just missing a straight line fast guy on the outside to lift coverage. You know what? I really can't get over the point that you brought up, bro. On what's in Shakir's contract coming up. I don't doubt that the Bills, in a year where they're probably the most cap strapped they've ever been, aside from maybe last year, I don't doubt that they would try to pinch pennies. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they would. I don't doubt that they would try to find ways to save their owner money.
Right.
You know, in a year where. Here's the other part of this too. This is the second time that their timeline has been sped up.
Mm-hmm.
The second time. They did not plan on being in the AFC Championship game 3 years into Josh Allen's career.
Right.
They had no idea that was going to happen. In their mind, it was 2018 roster surgery. Then we draft Josh Allen. Then we develop him for 3 years. Then by that point, we've built the defense out. We've added some offensive pieces to help Josh. Now we go make a playoff run when the cap lines up with all of the talent that we wanted to assemble and have complete, mm-hmm. on the team, right? Mm-hmm. But they got pushed a year ahead on that in 2020. That wasn't where they planned on being. It's a happy surprise, right? But again, same thing. They told everybody this was supposed to be a transition year last year, mm-hmm. and they make the AFC Championship game again.
Right.
Why? Like, this is the other part that people are missed a ton last year. Why did they make it? Because everybody else in the AFC was so weak last year.
And this year, ain't nobody in the AFC we saw even in the playoffs.
Even in the playoffs.
That's insane.
I keep telling people the only team that seems like you really have to worry about them right now is the Jaguars. Why? Because they are the most complete team in the playoffs right now. They can score points. They have a top 10 defense. Actually, they have a top 5 defense now in the NFL over the season up to this point, mm-hmm. right? And their coaching seems to be doing a great job overall. Like they I think they're the number 1 seed right now, aren't they?
Yeah. Only thing with the Jags I can't get over is Duval.
Oh God, he was like Duval. And he did the thing. He's like Duval. Like, oh, what the hell was that?
Who was that? Who y'all talking about?
Liam Cohen
when he got his introductory press conference.
He was like, they'd be like Duval. How you do that?
Yeah.
He gets in the mic. He's like Duval, and he looks just like that. He looked just like that.
Bro,
am I lying?
You can't. Oh my god!
You gotta look it up.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's see.
He looks like
play it for everyone.
He looks
I'm
like,
going to.
is this thing on? But it's like the most soft spoken BS. I'm like, yo. And while you're looking that up, okay, Ogunjobi, all time his all time sack leading is 7 sacks in the season. Tackles for loss 12. Quarterback hits 16. These are all the same year with Cincinnati. These are all the same Cincinnati season, 2021. He played 16 games, and after that, nothing. He hasn't done anything since. So I don't know why we had to have him. I'm not sure why we had to have him, but we did evidently. And you probably could just look it up by.
If you just look up Liam Cohen Duval, it'll probably come right up.
There you go, right there. It's on top. There you go. Oh, goofy looking dude. Oh God.
All right, let me share this real quick. Where we at? Where is it?
I roll said this Duval was sassy.
All right, here we go. I didn't even bring it up. I got to play it again.
Oh, you got to play it again.
I got to play it again.
Uh-oh.
I need to make this. How do you make this full
ass.
screen? Yeah. All right. Here we go.
How do we do this?
I got to bring this back. All right.
Jacksonville, the community, Duval.
I'm not playing for this clown. I'm out of here.
Like literally everybody laughing right there. They were laughing at him, not with him. Like that's embarrassing, bro. That's your head coach. But I mean, you can't argue with his result.
He's tried to work on it. I've heard him try and say it again. He's gotten a little better.
You know who he reminds me of? Remember that episode of The Simpsons where I think was it they tried to say Mr. Burns got abducted by aliens, and he was just getting like his basically what happened is he kept saying they thought he was an alien because he was under like anesthesia and all that stuff to get this youthing treatment he gets so he can be like 1 million years old.
Okay.
And his eyes are like this big. He's walking around. He's like, I bring you love. I bring you peace. He's so spaced out. And that's how he looked. He said, Duval. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Then you get guys like your guy, Ben Johnson, who takes his shirt off in the locker room, is like waving around his head like a helicopter. I mean, okay, everybody doesn't need that kind of coach. But I think if I had a coach like that, I would be more attuned to want to do some damage on the field. Yeah. Somebody's talking about diva. No. You know McDermott talking about culture. No. I want somebody that's gonna be like, that's what I want. Go ahead, Dan.
You know the story behind him taking his shirt off too?
Wasn't it like a dare or something like that? Or they won?
All the players knew about it because there's like some famous hot dog stand in the city that said that if Ben Johnson takes his shirt off in the post game this week, then they were going to give everyone free hot dogs. And the players knew about it. So when he did that, everyone was hyped for the city.
They did it for free glizzies, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, nah, I ain't getting that excited for free dogs, man. I can't.
Good thing Junior ain't here for that one.
He doing it for free glizzies, bro. That's wild. That is crazy to me.
But see, that's the thing, that things like that get people hype. And McDermott's major flaw is not being in tune with what makes people hype. And I'm not saying he's got to take his shirt off. Who's somebody saying? I roll say he's not taking it, and he actually probably get away with it. He works out. I mean, he looks fit. I don't want to see Andy Reid do it. That's what I don't want to see. I think McDermott can pull it off. What's the guys pull? Yeah, like cheeky nookie.
Right.
He be doing the thing from the Goonies, the truffle shuffle, whatever.
Oh. All right, Randy says, Airman, you're right about the Jags. They're really hot. Yep, Liam was a twink with that Duval crap. But Jags are dangerous with their great kicking game. Punter and kicker are great. They flip the field. He then goes on to say, check out Jags GM. He looks like a gamer kid. I'm shocked they're doing well, especially after trading lots of picks for Hunter, who is on IR. That's Junie calling me just now.
He wants to hurt us.
Probably.
Did you not mention me?
Right.
Like, no, you should answer me like, pause. And he hung up on you.
He probably called me. He probably called, hello, pause. What the hell?
What was that about? Pause.
Yep. Coach plays hard ass on the field now, dressed all in black. Yeah, I mean, I can't, because here's the other part of this. What other quarterback in the playoffs right now are you more worried about than Trevor Lawrence and how he's playing right now?
Okay, so I mean, I'm not really worried about Trevor. I think the question more so is, who do I even care about? Because Trevor Lawrence, I don't, whatever. But who else is there? Nobody.
I feel like I'd trust Herbert the most, except he has no O-line anymore.
Herbert is fair game, but no, I think we can get to him. Jacoby Myers, I mean, you know, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars did it right. They did it right. They drafted right. They figured out how to insulate Trevor Lawrence, who is not a great quarterback. They have a good running game. You got them some weapons on the outside, and that's how the Bills should have did it. I mean, they always operate with the notion that 17 is enough. But what you got to do is, when you got a guy that, see, the way I look at it is, when I have somebody like Josh Allen, now I know I'm doing the right thing by putting all the talent in the world around him, because he's not going to lead me asunder. You know, when you have guys that you're trying to mask with the talent, you know, and Tyrod Taylors and people like that who are okay, but they're not great, then you give them more talent to try to make them even more okay. Mm-hmm. When you got a guy like Josh Allen who's here, that's going to be here until he retires, he's told you that. The least you can do is give him all the weapons in the world. The least you can do is give him, you can look at him and say, you know, you might not know what you need, because if Josh went at Keon Coleman, it's not what you need. You need this. This is the kind of player that operates in a system that you are primed in.
Yeah.
You know, you might like that guy might like you, but I can tell you, I can get you somebody better that you'll be able to use a lot easier. I'll be able to get you somebody that operates in the system that you will love if you just give him a chance.
Mm-hmm. Even if we had a terrible defense.
Yeah.
If you give him enough weapons, it'd just be like the Rams-Chief game from that, what is that, 2018, 2019, somewhere around there? Or maybe even earlier, 16.
You talking about the Chiefs?
That 150, what was it, 51-54 or something like that? You remember that? Jared Goff and Mahomes way back in the day?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When they won the Super Bowl, their defense was ranked 22nd overall, I think it was.
Right. But if you can put up enough points.
That's it. I mean, unfortunately, today's NFL defense does not win championships anymore. I've heard so many ex-NFL players say that about the game nowadays. It is not defense wins championships. It is, you got to score points. That's the way the NFL has made it. The last 10 years at the very least. Again, I brought out a stat, what, 2.5, 3 years ago? Like all the last 10 and probably 12 now, the last 12 Super Bowl winners have all been, except for one, have all been offensive minded head coaches. So 11 of the last 12 have all been offensive coaches. Or offensive minded coaches that you know, bring an offensive scheme to the team or come from an offensive system that they have designed or helped to design, or whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that's what it's been for no reason. I don't think that's the standard that's been created for no reason. I think there's credence to that because the NFL wants scoring. The NFL wants what the Eagles did, but they also want the other team to do the same thing. What the NFL wants is Bills Rams from last year, Bills Lions from last year, these insanely entertaining, high scoring games where at the end of the game, it really just comes down to who's got the ball last and can they get it done, and all of this amazingness happening. And that's what they want the Super Bowls to be. Mm-hmm. And these damn head coaches just won't let it happen for some reason.
Yeah. Albert, you said Jags did it right by drafting top 10 every year. It's not that hard. They didn't draft top 10 every year. They didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. They drafted 2 Pro Bowlers in the last 8 years too. So I mean, what is it that they did so dynamic? You got Taven Bryan at what? 29th, I think it was. They got Anton Harrison at 27. They got Brian Thomas at 23. They got Travis Hunter at 2. Trayvon Walker 1. Trevor Lawrence at 1. CJ Henderson at 9. So, I mean, CJ Henderson was a starter 2 years, and he hasn't started since. Trevor Lawrence, obviously. Trayvon Walker, yes. And I mean, why is it that it's not that hard for them and they draft every year, but they haven't gotten a Super Bowl? They haven't won a Super Bowl. But the same team that has drafted after the Bills, the Chiefs, win every year. Why is it that it's got to be the draft pick? Why is it that it can't be people know how to find talent where they draft? Mm-hmm. I'm so sick of people talking about you can't win if you don't drop top 10. It's annoying. It's lazy.
How many picks have the Rams and the Eagles hit on when they draft after us?
Yeah.
How many years does the Rams not have a first round pick and they still hit?
How many years have people drafted players in the second, third, fourth round that have been Pro Bowlers? How many years have we seen guys go to the Hall of Fame? Why even have a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round anymore? Why? Why not just let it be free agents after the first round then? Let me tell you why. Because people know how to draft. People know how to evaluate talent after the first round. This is not the NBA where you're after lottery picks don't play. These guys play second round. Why do they say second rounds are starters? Third rounds are fringe starters. Mm-hmm. There's a reason.
Yep.
Stop making excuses for why these guys can't draft. And I'm being so serious right now. I'm so tired of the laziness.
Who sent the comment that set you off like this?
Albert talking about they draft in the top 10 every year. It's not that hard.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Albert. We don't get very many 40 keys rants around here. So
I mean, because it's always not that hard when other teams can do it. I've laid this out so many times. The good teams know how to draft. The good teams know how to get players that other teams drafted in the third, fourth round, and they pay them handsomely and they produce. Mm-hmm. So what is the crux of why the Bills can't do it? Why is it that we're talking about what other teams can do and they're not doing anything in all actuality? They ain't going to Super Bowl. When the last time they've been an AFC championship with all these first round draft picks, with all these top 10 talents? It hasn't happened. So draft all you want. Other teams that draft later know what they're doing, know how to allocate their money. They win. Let me be them. I'll draft at 30 every year if we learn how to win.
Albert, your take with the they also draft early in the second and third round. That doesn't work out because we draft late in the first round, so we're before that early second rounder, and we draft late in the second round, so we're before that early third rounder, if you think about it.
That's where the Bills should be scouting. You scout the second rounds. The second rounds are your first round if you played again where you're supposed to.
Yeah. Mike says, if I can call him Mike, Bills picked up Kyer Elam in the first round, and look how that worked out. Not so great.
Yeah, no, and Tommy, believe it or not, where he said the drafts haven't been as bad as people say, but I'm not. The point is, you don't have to mail it in because you don't get the top 15 pick. You don't.
Yep.
Simple as that.
I think this has been what the Jags have done that hasn't been mentioned yet. Thank you, Hill Turner. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I hope you're doing good. Says to see what the Jags have done this year, despite losing the guy that, they traded multiple firsts to go get, is frustrating. I mean, what the Jags have done with their picks in trades, in draft strategy. I mean, this is Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines-Allen. Like, these are draft picks that are on their team that we saw them just either trade up to move up to get or sit back and go get. Mm-hmm. Right? Trevor Lawrence, you got to be in position to get guys like that. But Travis Etienne, you got to be in position to get guys like that. I don't think it's a mistake that they're playing well, but they see that they're in a bad situation with their wide receivers, and they take a look around the AFC and they say, man, if we can just get somebody to help Trevor Lawrence out this year, we got a shot. They trade for Jacoby Myers. all of a sudden the offense is on fire now with Parker Washington and who's the other guy they got at
Brian Thomas.
Is he back playing now?
Yeah, he's
playing.
Okay, yeah. So I mean that explains a lot. You got your first round pick. You got another guy that you traded picks to go get in Jacoby Myers, who's basically serving that who's the first round pick they had this year?
Hunter.
Yeah. Travis Hunter. You basically taking his role, and then you still got Parker Washington, and Ben Strange is now back too. So they got their tight end back. So like the offense is there. The run game has been there consistent all season long. But here's the thing that I think matters the absolute most when it comes to what we're seeing with the Jaguars versus what we're seeing with the Bills. And I'll even throw the Houston Texans in there because I think the Texans have, kind of been experiencing the same exact thing that the Bills have been experiencing. The Jaguars realized what all the teams that are winning consistently now and winning big go out and do. They go out and they find, whether it's a head coach or an offensive coordinator, that can work hand in hand with the quarterback. If you can activate the quarterback, if you can put a system in place and put weapons around your quarterback, this is what it looks like. Matter of fact, who's the Jaguars defensive coordinator? Anybody know? Schmitty, you know?
No idea.
Off the top of your head. Matter of fact, let's scroll up in the comments. I want somebody to answer this question in the comments right now. Don't look it up. Just answer off the top of your head. Who is the Jaguars defensive coordinator right now? Because they got a top 5 defense. I'll give it a second. I'll wait. Let's see if anything pops up. If anybody knows the answer offhand, who the Jaguars defensive coordinator is while I look it up.
Real quick, with everyone in the chat that's trying to counter this point, I think that the issue that we're trying to explain is not that the Bills always just do bad picks. It's that where you select does not determine if the pick is good or not.
Yeah, I see people talk. I don't understand where it derailed to that because I see people talking about the Bills. Nobody mentioned Bills at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said anything about the Bills, but we're still talking about Bills draft picks. I don't understand. I do not understand that at all. I'm trying to make a point that you don't have to draft in the first 15 picks in order to get good hit on somebody. You don't have to draft in the first round to hit on somebody. You don't have to mail it in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round to hit on somebody. But somehow it's still coming back to the Bills. I wasn't thinking about the Bills, and I have no idea, what I wasn't even reading the comments with regards to that because I just think it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous as a team building aspect. It's ridiculous to try to use something like that to kind of hold up an argument that well, what did you think the Bills are going to do? What could they do? They don't draft high enough to do this. They don't have enough money to do that. That's because they spend their money on old toys. So they don't have money to spend on new toys when they become available. What's $6 million going to do when somebody gets cut? You should have money to get a real player. $6 million is not enough to get a real player that gets cut from other teams. Somebody that's available, a bona fide gamer, somebody that's a game breaker. And this is something that we have to understand time and time again. All we're doing is looking what the Bills do and make excuses for what the Bills do. The Bills have done good things. Yes, they have. But at the same time, you can't say that they're a good pick or a bad pick when we don't even know what the identity is. I've said that for the last 3 years. What identity are we building towards? What are we doing? Are we going to be everybody's? Are we going to be a Earnhardt Perkins? Are we going to be a 12? Every year it changes. You spend money on it handsomely, and then it changes. You got a defensive head coach that has three defensive coordinators now, 4 including himself.
Mm-hmm.
3 including himself, and he's spending money, but it keeps changing. The philosophies change. You have to have the same philosophy to build. And that's the thing, the thing Roll-Up said, you don't need to draft top 15, but when you draft in the back of the draft and rarely hit on anything, people absolutely want you to move up. What he's doing isn't working. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Move up.
Yep.
You have the ammo. You don't have money. Guess where you get cheap labor? In the draft.
Yep.
What are you holding on to these picks to? I mean, how many times you need an Alec Anderson? How many times do you want Rashad Wild Goose? How many times you need to get yourself an Austin Prohl? They don't do anything for you. They're not even on the team. And people said this time and time again. Use the ammo to move up. Did anybody that's not a draft aficionado miss the first round pick 2020? We got Stephon Diggs. Anybody miss that? No, because you got a wide receiver. Everybody, you could have got Justin Jefferson. You think they would have taken Justin Jefferson? Do you really think that? They wouldn't have. And then we wouldn't have Stephon Diggs. We wouldn't have Justin Jefferson. We wouldn't have had Josh Allen, who knows how to be Josh Allen now. We wouldn't have had so many different things if we would have just held on to it and picked whoever they were going to take.
They might have been able to take Justin if they got the Jettis out of him, but I don't think they'd take the Jettis with the Justin.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, everything that we see in his public profile though is professionally done. I mean, he's he's one of the faces of the franchise. They don't have a franchise QB right now. So it is JJ. You know what I'm saying? And from what I've seen, he's put on the same face that Stephon Diggs had here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's on billboards. He does the commercials, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, he's not being hidden because he's too hood or whatever the case is. He does the job. He's a franchise player.
And who's a defensive coordinator?
Anthony Campanile is the defensive coordinator for the Jaguars. T-Bone brought it up in the chat there. He looked it up. I told everybody not to look it up, but I won't get on.
He does what he wants. It's all good.
It's all good.
He just won't get the horn with his name this
time. But yeah, so a little bit about Anthony Campanile. Not that we need to, like seriously worry about this until we play him, but this guy was a linebackers coach and run game coordinator for the Packers in 2024. Before that, he was the Miami Dolphins linebackers coach from 2020 to 2023. Before that, linebackers coach for Michigan in 2019. Like, you couldn't find this guy?
I look hard enough. Got to be somebody in the office already.
Right. This is my point. This is my point right here. This guy comes out of nowhere, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And coaches a top 5 defense for the Jaguars this season. Partly because you got Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker rushing the passer. You got linebackers like friggin' Oluokun running around the field with all his speed and athleticism and pass coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has to be a combination of all the things at one time. But the biggest strategic advantage that any team can have that we've seen win Super Bowls is having an offensive-minded head coach that can work hand in hand with your quarterback, and you don't have to worry about losing your offensive system because guess what? Coordinators can come and go. The guy that runs the offense that your quarterback is dependent upon for his success is there as the head coach. He ain't going nowhere. We haven't learned that. We still think, and no disrespect to the Buffalo as a city, but we get things late. We get fashion late. We get music late. We get everything later than everybody else. Even in the internet age, on the radio, we still get all our songs after they've already been playing on New York City radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nature of being a small city. And I guess what I'm trying to convince an entire city to do is push yourself into the future a little bit. Push yourself and push your franchise into the future just a little bit so that we can get to this place where we say, hey, Clint Kubiak over there in Seattle, who's been doing amazing things with Jackson Smith and Jigba this year and turned him into the best receiver in the league right now. And the things that he's done with Sam Darnold when we thought the only guy that could ever do that was the head coach in Minnesota. And here he is. I mean, granted, the last few weeks he's struggling, but earlier in the season, everybody's looking at Darnold like, oh, I guess he's good. I guess he's pretty good. Clint Kubiak, let's go get that guy. He's been threatening defenses for a couple of years now. His name has been out there. That's the next up and coming guy. Can we get a shot at him? Can we match him up with Josh Allen and run some of those passing game concepts? And they went and got a deep threat in Rashid Shaheed. Can we get something like that here? That's what it comes down to is maximizing the quarterback you have, not trying to create a system that wins that wins without him. What Sean McDermott is looking for is the Kyle Shanahan system, where I can just stick any old 7th round quarterback in there. And it doesn't matter. We'll get production. We'll make a suit. Like that's Sean McDermott's dream. If that was the case, why didn't you just hire somebody from his staff? Probably because they don't want to come work for you.
More not likely. Bobby Slowick have a job? No.
Actually, I think he does.
Did he get hired somewhere?
Let me see. Where's Bobby Slowick working?
This rant is brought to you by Reese T. Shut up, Chico.
He's with the Dolphins right now as a senior pass game coordinator.
Oh yeah, so he won't have a job next year when they fire McDaniel.
Oh yeah,
he'll be fine. I mean, yeah. The thing, who was it? He'll turn and say he would love to. He would give up anything to have Carnell Tate. I mean, Carnell Tate is I wouldn't give up anything to get him only because of the players that are around him. Not Jeremiah Smith, who is a creature. He's a freaking creature. But I mean, the other draft picks. I mean, I'm looking at like a Chris Braswell. I'm looking at who else am I looking at? I do like Conception from A&M. I like him. I like Braswell. I like guys who are certified X's, who have the wiggle, who have. I mean, you'll like Braswell. He's 6'5", 215, but he runs like a 4.4 something or other.
I loved him before you told me he's 40.
I bet. But I mean, Chris Bell was a name. I think Chris Bell actually tearing his ACL, so he's in the drop. But remember last year when I was talking about I forget the guy's name now, but a wide receiver who was out of TCU, he tore his ACL and he dropped. And these are the kind of moves that the Bills are passing on. The 6'8" wide no, not the 6'8" wide receiver from Troy. I've seen him play.
Swipe left on.
He's a 6'8". But draft every wide receiver, every OSU wide receiver. Bro, what's wrong with Conception? What's the issue? You're laughing. I don't understand it. But I mean, I like him as a start.
His last name is Conception?
Yeah, Concepcion, I guess you want to say if you want.
Oh, really?
Concepcion.
Oh, they went Spanish with it. Concepcion.
I think. Let me see how you spell it. Hold on. Yes, Concepcion. Concepcion.
Wow.
Yeah. UB actually had a cornerback named that, so I wonder if he's even related. But that was a while ago. I mean, there's a lot of guys that just take a look at Elijah Surratt out of Indiana. I mean, there are guys to be had, and I'm not saying we need to wait on guys, but this is not going to be a year where you have to make a serious move to the front end of the draft in order to get your one guy. That is he? He'll turn because the Kevin Concepcion was a cornerback from Rochester. So are they the same guy? Are the same family? Do you know? Is that what you're saying? He'll turn.
Okay, so I wanted to ask everybody this question before we get out of here. What will this matchup of coordinators tell us about Joe Brady when it's all said and done?
Well, I think Kevin said it best. A quarterback, OC that picks plays versus designing a game plan to defeat, a defensive coordinator.
Will we still think that if he wins?
I don't honestly. I won't be as stark on it, but I don't think one game is going to change a whole lot for me. That's just what I just don't think so.
Okay. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I'm asking everybody this question. What will this matchup of coordinators tell us about Joe Brady? And you can add in the second question I asked. If he loses, what will it tell you? If he wins, what will it tell you?
Oh, he'll turn.
He's a thumb sucker.
He'll turn. Yeah, no, that's the Conception I'm talking about was a cornerback probably about 10 years ago for UB. So, they're not the same guy. KC Conception is the guy that we're talking about now, I believe. I didn't know, so I was curious if they were in the same, if they're kin to each other. The old UB cornerback and KC.
Yeah, his last name is Conception, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's actually a volume guy. I mean he's not the top wide receiver in the draft, but I think he could easily be had for what we need. and it'd be a nice little addition to our wide receiver room. You could free up. He could open up the field a little bit for other guys.
Okay. Quick little tidbit on the Eagles this year. Here it is. So the worry that I had, the worry that I had is, the Eagles run game and all that kind of stuff. And I know that, and let me just look at the injury report again one more time to see if my guy is on there. So Shaq Thompson so Shaq Thompson's going to play. He practiced in full today. He was limited Wednesday and Thursday and practiced in full. Taron Johnson practiced in full. Cam Lewis, full practice. Kincaid and Knox were limited today. Ray Davis full practice, Bosa full practice, Bishop full practice, and Josh Allen full practice. So the only guy we're looking at as being out is Daquan Jones right now, and Daquan Jones, Jordan Phillips, Jordan Poyer, Matt Prater. Yep, just those four. So don't be surprised if Dawson Knox plays and Kincaid gets held out.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kincaid's knee issues have been more prevalent this season in particular.
Yeah, I think if Kincaid can't go, they have to really think about putting a situation where you have Keon Coleman or Shavers lining as almost like a tight end, a split tight end. Why not? Knox can still block. You have guys who aren't great on the outside, but they can give you something in the pass game. It's just a matter of being creative with it. Slim Nady is he's gonna die on the hill of he hates both coordinators because they're on the booth.
He does not respect anybody that ain't walking around on the sideline.
I just don't. He just can't do it.
All right, so really quick, and then I got a question. All right, so Barkley started the season off. The first 12 games of the season, he started off averaging 2.92 catches per game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is severely fallen off the last 6 weeks of the season that he's played, where it's gone all the way down to 0.5 catches per game. Right. Now the difference here is the first 12 games of the season, the Eagles were 8-4. Last 4 games, they're 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's a small sample size, but it does seem like either the Eagles have been forced away from that, or they've just kind of, abandoned it because I'm sorry, no. They've gone away from it, or it's something that's being taken away from them in games, right? Either way, it's not happening, but one of those two options has to be it, right? But I think that says a lot about the way that Barkley's being used now, right? Mm-hmm. Because when you connect that with this next stat of Barkley's last 3 games, he's gone over 100 yards twice.
Yeah.
Now, 2 of those games were against, 2 of the worst run defenses in the league, right? And the Bills are another one of those teams that are, worst run defense in the league. We might actually be the worst run defense in the league. I think we're number 2. But anyway, you worry about that, but outside of that, I think with the Bills' pass defense, the game plan becomes pretty easy. You got to shut down Barkley in the same way that you worked to shut down, Bijan Robinson and some of these other great running backs that you played this year. Shaq Thompson's going to be a big part of that. Right. You get in there and you shut that run game down and you put them into long passing situations. I think as long as you've got a spy, you only have 2 receivers to worry about, because they really don't throw out who's the other slot guy that they have this season Jahan Dotson. They really don't throw Jahan Dotson out there very much to use in the passing game. It's mostly been Dallas Goedert, those 2 receivers, and the running back. So you combine that with, their offensive coordinator really hasn't figured out a ton of stuff lately. they've just been, sticking with the run a little bit more. They've played, bad run defenses, and they've kind of benefited from that more than anything else. So I think the Bills' opportunistic defense, and it is opportunistic because we are surviving off of turnovers right now.
Sure.
I think all things combined, I think this is probably a good matchup for the Bills defensively in terms of what they need to do to stop the other team, and the weakness of the other team being the strength of our defense. Like, their passing game is weak, right? So we know we don't have to do much in pass defense to shut them down there. That allows us to focus more of our front seven on making sure that Barkley goes nowhere. And I think the Bills are capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's see. You got at Bills. He said, "Good evening. When is this show on? I've slammed the like button and subscribe. Can we call in or give a super chat? 13-4 in the number 1 seed AFC Championship, and then we'll bring home the Lombardi." We're on Monday and Friday, 5:30 to 7:30. What else we have here? I'm glad. Thank you for subscribing. Definitely thank you for that. Yep. Call in. You can call in. Well, you can't call in just yet, but you can give a super chat. We're not going to ask for it. I mean, it's all good regardless. We just like people that comment. We like people that bring juice. And yeah, for the rest of it, 13-4, the number 1 seed, AFC Championship. That'd be beautiful. That'd be great. I'd be around for that for sure.
Yep. The call-in situation. So me and Schmitty were just finalizing the setup that we're going to be moving to. We should be ready to go with it next Friday. I think next Friday we'll be able to start taking calls. Schmitty, is that right? Like, with everything that we're going to be doing, as long as we get the internet thing, the internet service set up.
Yeah, I mean, I might need to come in an extra day just to tweak some things, but
all right, yeah, we'll talk about that. So we're shooting for next Friday to be able to do call-ins and stuff like that. If you're a member, we also do this thing where, if you just give us a heads up. Oh shoot, you know what I forgot to do?
What'd you forget?
I forgot to get Dorothy on the show today. Oh my God. Oh, I forgot Dottie.
Yo,
she gonna be so mad. She gonna be so mad.
She's gonna destroy you.
We got right into everything and we started talking and I completely forgot. Dorothy, you know what? And you got to go too, don't you?
It's fine. See if she wants to hop on right quick.
All right, let me see if I got to send her the link real quick because she got a rant. So let's give her. I totally forgot about that. Dorothy, please don't kill me. I'm about to send you the invite right now.
She's lighting up Discord. Uh-oh.
Yeah, is she? She's lighting up Discord.
Somebody tell her. Somebody get in Discord. Tell her. We're sending her the link.
I'm about to. Is she on Twitter? No. Oh shoot. How can I?
I don't even know. I don't know how you do that, but
okay. Hold on. I gotta send.
So while you do that,
yep.
I'm gonna go on my rant.
Let's do it.
We got two of the best ever do it out there at the running back this Sunday. You got Saquon Barkley and my boy Hemi. Hey, all I can say is James Cook this year, he's doing it to him. He's smacking him down. It's not even close. He's finding away the better running back. I don't care. Save it. I'm going to have this moment.
Go on with it.
Saquon Barkley's career has 3 Pro Bowls. James Cook has 3 Pro Bowls. Saquon Barkley has 1 All-Pro. James Cook should be an All-Pro this year. Associated Press Offensive Player of the Year. Saquon Barkley has 1. Some people say James Cook actually could get it. Do I believe it? No, because they be hating on my boy. But I don't. If you're looking at this year at a glance, you have the top dogs. I compare James Cook to Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, and Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor actually now has more carries than James Cook by 1, 288 to 287. Cook has 1,532 yards, and the next closest person out of the 4 would be Jonathan Taylor at 1,489. Rushing yards per attempt, James Cook 5.3, and Jonathan Taylor is 5.2. Jahmyr Gibbs is 5.1. Rushing touchdowns, JT has 17. Gibbs has 13. He had 4 yesterday, was it? In a losing effort. So whatever. James Cook could do that if he wanted to. What we do need to see more of from James Cook is the passing component. Gibbs has 74 catches. Bijan has 71 catches. and the rest of them are so Cook is 32, Saquon Barkley 37, and Jonathan Taylor at 41. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a year where everybody can see. They definitely can see what what a good running back can bring to an already established offense, especially when other teams are keying on him. This is not new. I'm telling you right now, teams have been looking at Ford for a while. So now,
yep, she's in now.
Oh, that's fast. Okay,
right. All right. Real quick, I just want to hit the super chat here. Thank you very much, Billy D. Says I don't have juice, but I got
Coke 45.
There you go. I need to. I don't have the voice. I don't got the deep voice. All right. Here we go. Dorothy, can you hear us? Okay.
Yay! I can hear you guys.
Oh, let me apologize publicly. I am so sorry. We almost forgot you.
Then I almost fell asleep on y'all. Like,
oh man. Okay. Well, I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Don't feel bad. I said, don't feel bad. It's been a long week. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Listen. We need that. We need that rant. We need that Ravens rant. We need that Eagles rant. Give it to us. What you got?
I'm gonna start with the rat birds first. Just to get them out of the way. They're pretty irrelevant at this point, but I've kind of noticed on Twitter a lot. They're more. They seem to be more concerned. They definitely don't want our quarterback to be in the MVP conversation. They don't want him to be a finalist. And I'm thinking, don't y'all have other things to worry about? Y'all need to be worried about why your quarterback's sleeping in the meet. Y'all need to be worried about getting into the playoffs. And you need to be worried why you have a 7-8 record or whatever your record is when that team all off season, all we heard was that team was the most talented. They got the best coaches, and that they was going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And we've seen none of that whatsoever. Right. You got to keep their priorities in order. Stop worrying about the Bills because we're in the playoffs. And I know they're hoping and praying we don't get far, but every time they preyed on our downfall, we snatched them chains from them one by one. They took in like 3 losses from us in 1 year, We sent them home in the divisional round. We snatched that MVP from them and we sent them home in week 1. So how many more losses can one franchise take, right?
You're right, man.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Now on to their little brother, doo-doo, eagle birds, whatever you want to call them, particularly the Jalen Hurts stands or whatever you want to call them. Jalen Hurts, nobody in their right mind is taking Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. No matter how many Super Bowls he's been to. Other less talented quarterbacks like Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson, they won Super Bowls. Are they better than Dan Marino? Are they better than Jim Kelly? Oh my God, I didn't think so. I mean, just particularly certain people like Lloyd Brunson and the real MJ making 2 and 3 videos about how the NFL is always criticizing Jalen Hurts and they'll never criticize our quarterback, and it's just constant back and forth. They're getting up there with these Ravens fans. It's annoying. You can look at the tape and clearly see that Jalen Hurts is not on the same level as our quarterback, Josh Allen. You can look at the tape. And about the Super Bowls, with that roster, Justin Fields could have won a Super Bowl with that roster. I mean, come on, be serious now.
Didn't take much.
So what we have to do on Sunday, we definitely have to defend the dirt at all costs, no matter what it takes. Don't be idle. Don't let them come into our building and overtake our dirt. We have to defend the home turf. Do whatever we have to. If we have to start off fast, whatever we have to do, we can't keep falling behind, playing in the second half. We have to keep scoring constantly because this is a roster. Regardless, this roster was in the Super Bowl last year, and really nothing's changed. We're horrible at stopping the run. We have to keep Saquon in check. We have to make Jalen Hurts throw from the pocket. I think them making mistakes, fumbling, we're good at creating turnovers. I think that will be the key to us being successful on Sunday. And just, just trusting the field. Definitely think that Keon and Gabe, they need to dress. They need to be on the field. I think if anything, Keon's great at getting penalties, so that might be that might work in our favor. So I mean, and regardless, Gabe, he knows. I mean, if we pretty desperate, if we asking why Gabe ain't been on the field in 2 weeks. Like regardless, he's got more better chemistry with Josh, and at this point now, I think in week 17. What is there more to figure out about the wide receiver room? We just have to go with what we have. It's too late in the season to try to keep plugging people in. You just got to work with what you got. Trust yourself. Trust your receivers around you, and I think you'll be successful. I mean, this is an important game because it affects seeding. I don't want us to be the 7th seed. I really want us to be the 5th seed. I think we have a better chance being the 5th seed. So we have to take this game just as seriously as we took the New England game. And I think we'll have success with that. Just stay within the structure, be mindful of adjustments, and just play, Bills football like we know how to do.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Dorothy, thank you so much for giving us the rant. Thank you. Again, I apologize for getting you on late. And don't worry about the whole falling asleep thing because it all happened at the same time. So they canceled out, right? So we got it done, right?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to let you go because we got to get out of here. Thank you again for coming on. And again, let me know next time you want to come on. We'll set it up.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep. That's funny. I roll. Yes, actually, I don't have to work tonight. Billy D, I got that 3-3-5 going crazy. You can see it works. It works if you let it work.
Yeah, they actually did it against the Browns.
Yeah, and to what Dorothy said, Jalen Hurts actually is really bad against zone.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's really bad. But I worry about AJ Brown. He played in the Commanders game. He looked like he was lumbering, looked slow.
Mm-hmm.
He looked almost uninterested. So I don't know if that was because of the teeth or because of something else. But I mean, it was effective. I think he had about 50 yards in the first quarter. They kept sitting down in the zone, and he kept receiving the ball and doing his thing. Yeah, their offense is predicated on playing against man, and also their best zone beater is a 12. So if you have Dallas Goedert on your team, your fantasy team, if you're still going, you might want to play him.
Yep. Because
that's their go-to when they're faced with the zone. I'm sorry, and as you know, the Bills play a lot of zone. So that's that in a nutshell. I do predict the Bills win this one. I think we'll finally figure it out. James Cook has been all right versus the Eagles. Saquon Barkley's never done anything against the Bills that was really worth talking about. I think he averages about 100 yards on 20 or so carries.
Yeah, he'll have one big run, and then the rest of
it is a whole bunch of So I if you watch Javon Kinlaw play against Saquon Barkley, we need somebody that's going to wreak havoc, and that's where Daquan Jones hurts not playing. So you're gonna have to ask somebody that's, as we talked about before, Ogunjobi, TJ Sanders.
Well, Ogunjobi is probably the best run defender we have left on the defensive line, and that's not saying a lot.
I'm gonna need. I wrote said I don't want to see Trey on Devontae. Nobody does.
No, they're probably gonna put the rookie on him.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna say the Bills will win this one. I'll give them a 4-point win. I don't know what the scores are going to be, but I say a 4-point win is in order.
Okay. All right. I'll save my score prediction for the pregame show on Sunday. Mafia Sports Report. Me and Tommy. Make sure you check us out there. Mafia Sports Report is the YouTube channel you got to go to. But I do agree. I'm with you. I think the Bills win this game. It's at home. The Bills only have one loss at home this season. And it took a Herculean effort from Drake May and Stephon Diggs in order to make that happen. So yeah, I think hometown advantage works in our favor heavily in this game. We get the job done and we beat the Eagles, which I believe with that win puts us back in the 5 until we get the result of whatever the Chargers do in their game.
And
so
y'all want to touch on Albert's question before we depart.
Yeah.
He asked, I know we've talked about you guys cleared up whether he had a 5th year option or not, but I want to just answer that even if it was his career, his contract year, and he didn't have an option, would I re-sign Kincaid? I would not.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I wanted to ask you. So would you entertain this offseason trading Kincaid, knowing that you have Jackson Hawes now, knowing you're probably going to want Dustin Knox to come back? Do you just trade Kincaid and try to get picks or a player or whatever the case may be and just get him out of here while his value is still high enough and don't make the same mistake that you did with Elam? Yeah,
I think Kincaid, he's a gamer. He's definitely got if teams can look away from his injury history, you'll get a decent return for him. I think, with Shavers, with Coleman, with Davis, I don't care if they re-sign him next year, that's fine. You can get away from that 12 and still run the 12 concepts. See, that's the thing. If you want to run concepts that mirror what you're doing this year, McDermott likes what they're doing this year, you can get away with putting one of those bigger receivers in that slot and getting away from that second tight end. We've already established Gabe Davis can block. We've established Keon Coleman can block. And I don't think Keon's done after this season in Buffalo. So I do think that you could have a world where you can get something back for Kincaid and cut your losses.
Okay. All right, cool. That's really all I got. Did you have anything else before we get out of here?
I ain't had nothing but no Reeves tea, man.
That's all you need.
That's what they tell me. I wish I had some Reeves tea this holiday season because you know what? We need some Reeves nog. Damaris, get some Reeves nog. We need you to formulate. Get in the lab. Reeves nog. I'm patenting that though. Anyway, Reeves tea. That's all we have right now. There's no variations. It's just Reeves tea. We'll talk. Well, right now we got 1 part refreshing, 1 part delicious, 2 parts healthy. That's what you can expect when you get yourself an ice cold jar, glass, can, cup of that Reeves tea. I don't drink tea, but let me tell you, I probably would if you gave me one right now. What you doing? Head over to Reeves, get yourself a supply of the case or individual. Why would you get yourself the case? Get yourself an individual. It just makes no sense. You will be very disappointed if you get yourself an individual. Get the whole thing.
That's right. Get the whole case.
Get the whole kit and caboodle. Sell out the store. Make the guy behind you say, yo, if I just had, you got some Reeves out of he just took it all.
Delta Sonic up on Niagara Falls Boulevard near East Robinson. We sold that one out of Reeves tea.
And it wasn't just me, see? Yeah. Well, what do I know? I'm vetted here right now. I've had it twice, and I've been refreshed. I've been healthy. I didn't, none of that after I had that Reeves. But
nice and lubricated.
Right. This is not snake oil. See for yourself. Get over to the Delta Sonic. Get over to the store that sells Reeves. Get over to the website.
Yes.
And let them know that we sent you. The P from A, from Key, and my man over here, Schmitty. Get the stuff. It's good for you.
I love it. That whole second half, actually pretty much the whole thing has been improvised. So it
really was.
Kudos to you on that one, bro. All right. It's time for BGG mode. Here we go. Oh, hello. All right. So here's the deal. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to everybody that stuck with us this far. If you would be so kind, give us a nice thumbs up there to show us how much you appreciated what we do here and the content that, it helps us. It helps the algorithm push us and it lets YouTube know we need to be doing bigger and better things. But it's got to start with the thumbs. We need it. That's what gets us going. Yeah, that's it. Simple as that. So thank you for liking, subscribing, all of the above, and hitting notification bell, right? When you hit the notification bell and you make that thing
go ring-a-ling-a-ling.
You will get notifications when we send notifications. Like, we have locked it in, folks. The new wave of the Post Podium podcast is on its way already. We got the Thigh Doctor coming in on Monday. After that, January 8th for Coach D's Corner. I'll probably come in the studio to do it too. Coach D's Corner, we will have Arthur Moats on the show with myself and Coach D to do some film review and all that good stuff. I think the playoffs start shortly after that, so we'll basically be talking, Bills, the season that is or that was or whatever the case is, leading into week 1 of the postseason, which is going to be very, very fun. I had a chance to talk to Arthur Moats on Mafia Sports Report with Tommy when Tommy had him on. And great dude. If you haven't seen his podcast or any of his YouTube content, make sure you go check him out there. He does Bills and Steelers stuff, so it would be really cool if the Bills got the 5 seed and ended up playing the Steelers, and we got to talk to Arthur Moats right before that. That would be awesome. But definitely make sure you tune in for those. Other than that, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of y'all truth, no sodium takes. For Smitty on the 1s and 2s, I am your co-host, Aramis.
40 keys. I'll see y'all later.
All right, BGG, we out of here.